We already come guarded. Men already come guarded.
Gender,
We're more modest with our emotions, so we don't really talk about the deep things of what's going on in our heart and stuff like that, until we may feel safe or something like that.
But do you also feel that our friendship sort of hindered us from getting to that romantic, deeper husband and wife type connection? We were too comfortable. We're very comfortable with each other, always tripping, always laughing and stuff like that. But when it's time to have a deep conversation about us,
every time we have this conversation, hearts are breaking, face to face, but we don't know how to face it. Yeah, we're done, but we're too afraid to say it. Time is racing. Every time we have this conversation, hearts are breaking, face to face, but we don't know how to face it. Almost perfect, but not adjacent. Time is racing, babe, and I don't want you to waste it.
Welcome to the For Real Conversations with Married For Real. I am your host, Christina.
And I'm LeTroy, right?
Yes. And we believe that marriage is a God thing, baby.
Yes,
right, baby?
That's right. And today we're going to have for real conversations.
Yes.
We're going to talk about some real stuff.
Yeah, and this conversation today is going to be really cool because I found that this topic was an issue with us, babe, when we first got married. And sometimes from time to time, I think you still be doing this.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think we need some sessions or something like that? We need to talk about something?
What happens when, it feels like we are only having surface level conversations, when sometimes we might deflect into comedy or humor to avoid having serious conversations.
Not getting into the real deep stuff, which matters, Yeah. Because it's good to have fun.
It is good to have fun.
To laugh.
It is good to be friends.
Yeah.
But why do you think you used to do that? I'm going to go ahead and throw you under the bus real quick.
I'm going to be real. I mean,
when I would want something deeper from you, I would want, deeper conversations. But sometimes you would make a joke or something, and I'm trying to get into a deeper conversation.
Well, I mean, number one, I'm a man.
Okay.
I'm a man, and I'm gonna say most men, because not all men. Sometimes
some women do it too.
Are already guarded. Yeah. So there's a lot, that it was with me. Already guarded. I come from a background where we wasn't supposed to put out that, be naked as far as emotions and, get into those deep conversations. That's one.
So are you saying that you were trying to hide vulnerability? You were trying to hide from being vulnerable? It was a way of...
Not intentionally.
Okay.
But that's what I want to get to, because it was a part of my personality too. My mom used sarcasm. My mom, when you wanted to talk and have a serious conversation with her, she would make jokes, instead of, let's talk about, you said that you would do this for me, and it didn't happen. It made me feel a certain kind of way, and she's joking about it and might change the subject, because...
And that would make you feel how?
It just made me feel like, unloved. It felt like, rejected, like you're not really, wanting to know me. And it felt like you didn't want to take ownership.
Okay. So that's showing... There's multiple reasons why people may deflect into making a joke when your spouse is trying to get you to have a deeper conversation. Number one, it could be your personality. So you are a witty person, babe. You make me laugh all the time. And I have no problem laughing if the time is right.
Right.
If it calls for laughing. And then number two, it could have just been something you saw growing up. Maybe it's learned behavior. You gathered that from your mom.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And what was the third one? What was the other one you said?
Well, I mean, because, we already come guarded. Men already come guarded. We're more modest with our emotions, so we don't really talk about the deep things of what's going on in our heart and stuff like that, until we may feel safe or something like that. But, most women, y'all speak your heart. Y'all speak your mind. Whatever you feel, it is what it is. And so, we started off in our relationship. We didn't have no arguments. We was buddies.
And that's the thing. It's great to have a friendship, and I believe that's the foundation of a relationship. But do you also feel that our friendship sort of hindered us from getting to that romantic, deeper husband and wife type connection.
I do think so. Yeah. I think so because
we were too comfortable. We're very comfortable with each other, always tripping, always laughing and stuff like that. But when it's time to have a deep conversation about us, why are we joking right now? Like, why can't we be serious?
Yeah. And that's the way it was. And, I know a lot of it was because of me. Not wanting to go there. Not because I didn't want to go there. I didn't know how to.
Ooh.
I didn't know how to.
Okay.
Tear back the layers of all that hard shell, and I didn't know how to do that. To actually talk about, deeper parts of love. I think that's what we want to get to, like deeper parts of love, because you wanted to talk about, how do you see me? Do you think that I'm intelligent? Do you think that your girl? I remember I like when you said this to me one day. You said, I want to be known as that girl.
Yeah.
Do you see me as that girl? And I didn't know how to express that, and have those conversations.
Wow. So, okay, it could be ignorance. It could be, I don't know how, but sometimes it's, a lack of knowledge. Like, I don't know how to do that. But also, could it be fear too? Like, what are you afraid of? Like, are you afraid of me seeing a side of you that you wasn't quite ready for me to see?
I definitely think so.
Because you would always lead with comedy, like everything was funny.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Like, why are you always joking? Like,
it's a deflection mechanism. It is, because that side coming up all of my life was seen as weak. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a cream puff. I call myself cream puff now because you see that side of me now. It's okay for me to love my wife.
Yes,
and to care for my wife, and and I see myself as what was the Leonidas in 300. Was that a name?
Yeah, I think so.
King Leon, whatever his name was. But I said, you know what? That dude was one of the roughest, toughest, manliest man. But then look at how he respected his wife, and he loved his wife. Not only respected, but loved his wife. He showed a gentle side, and I always think about that sometime. Like I still can be a man, but getting to that husband side, there's so much that we can talk about that.
So it's interesting. So you got me thinking now about like in the 90s, right? And we got all these 90 R&B music, and the guy is pouring his heart out, right?
Yeah.
Talking about how much, girl, I love you. I'm down on bended knees.
Oh, wow.
Girl, I'll do this, that, and the third. And
they knew how to rap back then.
You are this person to me. I mean, really pouring their heart out.
Yeah.
And then we get into these marriage relationships, right? And like, what happens to the coming on to her and like deeply saying, babe, this is how I feel about you. Like, they weren't afraid to express their love and adoration for their wife.
Yep.
Like, what's going on with these new y'all new men out here? No,
new men.
no,
it's just no. I mean, because
you are told you're not that guy today. But when we first got married, babe, in your 20s, I felt like you hit it behind. You hit it with humor a lot of times, but now we're totally different. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just being built a certain way, and then just the environment, the way I grew up. I didn't know how to be soft like that, and but I mean, because I don't want to, because it's not only about being soft.
Okay.
It's just really the conversations we weren't having those connecting conversations outside of friendship and having fun, and because you've always wanted to have those transparent moments.
Yeah, I want to go deep. I want to go, the emotional connection. I guess that's what, sometimes when we deflect in a relationship, and when we were doing that, babe, in our early parts of our marriage, it prevented us from going deeper. You see? And so I always felt like, am I just your friend? I'm cool with being your friend. I love being your friend, babe. But I want to be your woman. I want to be your wife, and in order for us to live in that frequency, we have to go beneath the surface. I'm cool chopping it out with you. We dapping it up. I mean, I'm cool with being your buddy, but I also want you to look into my eyes and tell me, how you see me as the woman in your life too, right? And vice versa, when it comes to, because there's some women too that may have a personality like that where she's always deflecting. She may not want to talk about her past. So sometimes I do think it is fear of exposure. I don't want you to really see who I am. So I'm going to lead with laughter. I'm going to lead with humor because I don't want you to come beyond the veil. Yeah, maybe there's shame, maybe there's guilt, maybe there's something that we're trying not to allow the other person to see.
Yeah, and I can say yes to that, but I know one of the reasons was because I didn't know how to. Like, I remember so many times where you would ask me just simple questions like, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? And most of the time, I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm on.
Just brush it off. You would just brush it off.
Nothing, because I didn't know at that time what you needed or what you meant by that. I just thought that maybe my thoughts weren't interesting to you, maybe. Like, my thoughts wasn't really what you wanted to know at that moment, but it is the opposite of what I was thinking.
Interesting.
Like, even if I'm thinking about the birds flying in the trees right now, I'm looking at the birds and I'm admiring.
That's right.
And I'm thinking about it at that time. That's something that you want to know me. Intimacy is knowing who I am, the things that I think. And so I learned that when you ask me, what are you thinking? Okay, I open
really
up about what I'm thinking. Man, I really, and those turn into real deeper conversations. When I talk about, hey, I was just looking at that red robin out there, man. I just love how God created, and then it turns into a deep conversation.
Because here's the thing, when we share our thoughts, babe, that is sharing who we are. Like, when you share your thoughts, it helps me to see the things that you're interested in.
That's it.
And it makes you even more interesting.
That's it.
So I care to hear about the birds. I care to hear about, well, man, babe, I was just thinking about my mom, or I was just thinking about our future, or, I don't know, babe, I was just having a moment with God, or, anything like that. Honestly, it makes you more interesting. So if you deflect and say, oh, nothing, babe, I ain't thinking about nothing right now. It's like, wait a minute, you don't want me to know who you are? So it's really hurtful, really, to someone, because it feels like you're blocking me out when you don't share those things. And so, and we deal with some couples, babe, that deal with this too. We try to have a lot of conversational questions in our sessions to get them to talk deeper, because one spouse feels like, man, I feel like I'm married to only a friend. I don't feel that passionate desire in our relationship anymore. And I feel like the emotional connection is preventing us from going deeper in the relationship. Because it's like the person won't allow me to see who they are. What's happening, fam? If you like what you are hearing so far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go ahead, join the M4R family. Also, if you want some personal help in your marriage, go to our website at marriedforreal.com. We have one-on-one programs as far as mediation and mentorship. We also provide group mentorship programs, all right, to take your marriage to that next dimension. So don't delay. It is marriedforreal.com. Now let's go ahead and get back to the podcast. Let's go.
That's it, and we've coached a lot of people through that, and mentored people through that, and it's sometimes for some people it's a challenge of really identifying what that, because for me it was an understanding. The Bible says, "With all I get an understanding."
Right.
And I can know I need to open up. I can know, but until I get an understanding of what I need to open up with, what does it mean for me to open up to my wife or my husband? Like I gave the example just now, is like I didn't know that you wanted to know every thought. So but when I got an understanding, then it became a little bit more easier for me to expose what I was thinking about. But before then it was like, no, I ain't thinking nothing. I mean, I'm good.
Right.
You would ask me those questions. You would ask me, are you okay? Typical, I don't want to say typical man, but a man's answer is like, oh, I'm straight.
I'm straight. Okay. Oh my God, I can't stand that statement. Like, what does that mean?
But you would challenge me.
Yeah.
You would challenge me, say, no, babe, I know you blessed.
I know you blessed. You blessed up. Okay.
I know you.
What else? Yeah, let's go deeper. And so I'm also thinking about babe, when we deflect with humor, it's very it robs your spouse of genuine connection. You know, when we exchange thoughts, that's how we connect. We connect through thoughts. So when I'm asking you, sweetheart, how are you doing? And it's not only, babe, asking you how you're doing. It's also, say, for example, I come up to you right now and I just say, hey, babe, you know, how was everything at work? You know, I'm asking you a specific question. Sometimes we can ask our spouse a specific question and you'll just start joking about it. And I'm like, why are you making a joke out of this right now? Or what if I'm being serious? This has happened too. What if I'm being serious and all of a sudden you just start joking? It's just awkward.
See, that's something different.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people that do that, and I used to do that because there was a hidden figure. I want to say that.
Okay.
That's when you hide now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to know me. You know what I'm saying? And so you make jokes, and because I didn't feel comfortable, or I wasn't at that stage of integrity to expose the truth. You see what I'm saying?
And that's how I feel personally. When somebody is just laughing all the time, when they're supposed to be serious, it makes me question their integrity. It does. It makes me wonder, what are you hiding? Yeah. Why won't you just show who you are? Like, take off the mask.
Definitely.
It feels like there's a mask on when somebody is always laughing about something that they shouldn't be laughing about.
Yeah, we trying to have a serious, real conversation, and you making jokes about it.
Right.
You know? And I was guilty of that, not all the time, but when I would do that, there was hidden figures. Okay. Like there was something hidden right there, you know. And I think, like I said, even with mom, it don't have to be anything devilish or devious. But it can be hurt. People hide from hurt. So they hide their hurt in laughter. And I used to do that. Was one thing. Integral, like the integrity in hiding sin. Oh, that was one thing. Okay, you know, I can say that for me. You know, but I definitely, like, there was things that was inside the vault of my soul that I just didn't want to release.
See, and that is a hindrance to real intimacy in marriage. You know, so that humor is a real thing.
It is.
It's hiding something. Yeah. And until we can identify exactly what it is that's behind the vault, it's the marriage is dying. The marriage is suffering. The relationship, the friendship, everything is on hold until that person decides to be free. You know, you have to want to be set free, you know, and say, no, I'm not going to use this humor as a one second, I shouldn't have had that right there. I'm not going to use this humor as a deflective mechanism to hide who I really am. Right. I would rather choose freedom. I would rather choose to be delivered, and I want my spouse to fully know who I am. So I'm going to come beyond the veil. All right, I'm going to get from beyond the veil, and I'm going to just be like, yo, let's talk. I'm ready to show you who I am. Yeah. That's
the way marriages should be. Beneath the surface, like beneath the surface. Let's go deeper. Yeah. The Bible says that you're going to know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Ooh. But how do we apply that to marriage? It's like when people put humor or don't want to get beneath the surface, you can't fully operate in the truth of love in your relationship. Nope. But when you open up and you share the real about yourself, it frees the relationship up.
Absolutely.
Now there's no more wall in between. Like now I love that I can sit and actually look in your eyes and say, hey babe, this is who I am. Hello. Hello, hey, look, you it is what it is. You get what, you know, in love, this is who I am now. The sins, the flaws, my weaknesses, my strengths, you see everything. And, you know, that's my truth. And I believe that there is
and it has set you free.
It is a certain me free, and our marriage. You know, now we're free to be us with each other in love.
That's
you know,
good, babe. You know, so I'm just thinking really quickly, you know, another side to this. If I were to ask you a question right now and say, you know, babe, like, who was LeTroy when he was like 10 years old? You know, open up and let me see who that side. Because, you know, we know who each other are today. We talk about our future. But how many times do we really sit and talk about the past? And it's not the past, the painful past or traumatic past. Sometimes we just want to talk about, what was your favorite toy as a child? What was your, you know, I just want to get to know you and I want you to get to know me. But if I were to ask you that and you just start tripping and start laughing and start acting all weird, then I would wonder, like, wow, you don't want me to know who you were when you were a child?
Right.
That's awkward.
It is.
Isn't it? And vice versa. If you were to ask me, like, Christina, like, tell me what was one of your fondest memories as a child? Like, who were you in like the 3rd grade? Right? And I just start acting all weird, like, oh, you know, man, I mean, my child, it was all right. You know, there's nothing really to talk about. You know, and I just start tripping and just acting jokey. That is weird. And so sometimes it is because I'm trying to hide trauma. Sometimes it is because I'm trying to hide something that I don't want to talk about. But again, the truth shall set you free.
That's it.
And the truth is that marriage deserves to be naked and unashamed. We deserve to have oneness and unity.
That's it.
I deserve to know you and you deserve to know me. And it's very selfish of us when we choose not to give that to our spouse.
That's it, you know, and that I agree with that. And if we don't know how to, it ain't no more excuse to say, I don't know how to no more. Because your heart, if your heart is for the marriage and for the relationship, then there's a lot of knowledge.
That's right.
There's mentors.
Take a leap of faith.
You know, and you got to open up because your marriage needs to have those deeper conversations because true intimacy is opening up everything about yourself. You know, and our marriage has flourished since we were able to be open about it. Now really we went through the fire because you know, the truth was ugly, you know, but the truth came out. And it wasn't even about just horrible things, but the truth about who I am, how I think. You know, when that came out, now we have a better understanding of each other, you know, but that's real intimacy. It is. Because now I know how to interact with you, babe.
That's right.
I know what you like, you know, just real quick. You opened up about, you know, something about, hey, babe, sex. I don't like that no more. This is how I think. This is me. This is my soul.
And what if when I started that conversation, you started joking with me?
You see?
And you just started acting all
come on,
crazy.
girl. We getting it in, girl. You know, that says that, you know, you need to mature.
That part.
You need to mature. Not every moment in the relationship is the time to be jokey and have, you know, laughs and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know, the Bible talks about that. There's a time and a place for everything.
Everything under
and we should be doing everything in decency and in order.
Yes, babe.
And so when you have a spouse that's saying, hey, let's get into these good these deep conversations.
Let's talk about the boom boom room, babe.
Let's talk about
sex,
babe. Yeah, girl, we know, girl. You know, I'm getting it, girl. You know, why we gotta?
That would shut that person down. I would be like, wow,
that's it.
You don't want to touch that, I see, because you acting all jokey, right? So another thing that you just said, I wanted to circle back to. You said, God, what was it? Another reason why we might deflect and start acting jokey too because we don't think we're interesting. Maybe we don't think our spouse wants to know or see who we are. Maybe we think we're boring. Maybe we think, oh, you don't want to know that about me. You don't care to know. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have the full picture. We can't make that decision for our spouse. Okay. So So listen, babe, it's good over here now, babe. I love that you still have your personality.
I do.
You're still extremely funny and all the things. Okay.
Come on.
But when it's time,
the boom.
Yeah, all of that.
Is it popping?
It's popping.
Okay,
babe.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's next episode, actually. We're going to talk more about the boom boom room in the next episode. But I love now that you have taken a leap of faith. You are more open. You haven't lost your identity or your personality. Right. That is still there, but you've matured.
And, you know, I want to say this too, because by me opening up, it even brought me more healing. It brought healing.
That part.
Like for me, I didn't know that it just exposing and being open and honest and sharing my heart would bring it's therapy.
It is.
You know?
It is, babe.
It helped me to unpack those things that were deep inside of me that I need to talk about. And
and not all were bad. There was some good stuff too,
exactly.
You know, because you helped me with that too, babe. You helped me to see that not all of our marriage was bad. And also not all of my childhood was bad.
Right.
You know, when we just sit and have these vulnerable conversations, you helped me to dig back in my memory bank and pull out things that I had forgotten about.
Right.
You know, so it's good over here.
Well, what we're trying to say is open up.
Yeah.
Open up. Stop, you know, with that guard, that shield over your heart and your soul.
Right.
Because, you know, when you deflect, you can't get to the deep parts of marriage. You know, so open up your heart, be vulnerable. Vulnerability means it is scary. It is scary because what you're saying is that I can be hurt, or you might not understand me, but
this person won't accept me.
That's it.
That's another thing. I think we fear rejection too.
Yeah,
and so that could be another reason.
And that's the reason. But when you get past that fear,
yes, babe,
and you actually talk about the deep things, it will take you from good to great into a godly relationship. Right?
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up, y'all? For those of y'all that don't know, we are authors. Matter of fact, we are the authors of The Marriage Mouth. Look, we'd like to say that it's a daily devotional that you and your spouse could use on a daily basis. It has prayers, inspiration, confessions, and everything that you can speak life into your relationship, you know? Matter of fact, you got to make sure that you get your mouth prepared for marriage. So go and get that book right now. And also, if y'all are enjoying this YouTube conversation between me and my orchid, make sure y'all smash that subscribe button and also click that bell so you can get the notification whenever we get on, you know? So let's get back to the podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to the For Real Conversations podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss when new episodes drop each week. If you're looking for private or group mentorship, head over to our website to check out our products and services. And hey, don't forget to grab your M4R merch while you're there. Until next time, keep it married for real.